My roommate accidentally knocked over a perfume tester at the mall, and I ended up arguing with the sales clerk on her behalf. Just as the sales assistant was about to back down, my roommate grabbed my arm. "Stop it," she said. "If I broke it, I should be the one to pay for it." Someone recorded the whole thing and posted it online. My roommate used the controversy to sign with a talent agency and made a fortune. After getting fired, the saleswoman held a grudge and came after me with a knife for revenge. Welcome to Panda Storyboard. Put on your headphones, get cozy, and settle in. Let's enjoy this story together. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe and give the video a like. Now, let's begin. I ran to my boyfriend Yura's apartment for help, but he wouldn't open the door. The saleswoman caught up with me and stabbed me multiple times. After she fled, the door finally opened, revealing my disheveled boyfriend and his roommate. To cover their tracks, they just stood there and watched me bleed to death. When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the day my roommate broke the store's tester. Oops! Along with her scream came the sound of a perfume bottle shattering on the mall's tile floor. Shards of glass flew everywhere as the intense floral scent rushed into my nostrils, making my already dizzy head feel even more disoriented. My roommate Belle tugged at my arm. "What should I do, Lynn? I accidentally broke the perfume sample." The saleswoman didn't even look up. She just glanced at the floor with a smirk. "Damaged samples must be paid for at full price. Please settle up at the front desk." "Lynn, I just wanted to smell it. This perfume costs $899. I've already loaded all my money onto my meal card, and my allowance won't cover this." Belle looked at me with a pitiful expression. Seeing this familiar scene play out before me, my still numb mind finally snapped back to reality. I'd been reborn. The exact same thing had happened in my previous life. Belle had come to me for help after breaking the perfume bottle. We were all freshmen who just met at the start of the semester and decided to go shopping together. Belle came from a modest background, and that bottle of perfume cost nearly half a month's living expenses for her. So when the sales clerk demanded she pay full price, I glanced at the nearly empty bottle, pulled Belle behind me, and stepped in to negotiate on her behalf. Testers are considered consumable items and aren't meant to be paid for in the first place. The salesperson had been about to give in, but more and more people started gathering around, and some even began filming with their phones. Belle suddenly stepped up from behind me. "Forget it, Lynn. Stop arguing. I broke it, so I should pay for it." After saying that, she turned her face toward the nearby phone cameras, tears streaming down as she looked at the salesperson. "Even though my family isn't well off and I don't have much spending money, my parents raised me to be responsible. Don't worry." When Belle pulled this move, I was stunned and felt somewhat uncomfortable, but I didn't say anything at the time. I even lent her part of my living expenses while she was trying to gather the money. Later, when we returned to the dorm, we discovered the video had been posted online. Both Belle's and my actions sparked heated debate. Some people thought I was too harsh, but Belle was different. She was brave enough to take responsibility, resilient, like an orchid, thriving in a secluded valley. Even my boyfriend Yura, who'd gone to the same high school and university as me, saw the video and praised Belle for her kindness, thoughtfulness, and willingness to step up. Some netizens also believed I did nothing wrong, defending my friend's interests, while Belle's actions left them genuinely puzzled. In short, opinions about our actions were divided, with both praise and criticism swirling around. Riding the wave of online popularity, Belle signed with an agency and transformed into a micro-influencer, raking in substantial earnings through her digital presence. Only Diana, the sales clerk, became the target of cyberbullying and lost her job as a result. Later, harboring a grudge, she waited for me as I left campus to visit Yura at his off-campus apartment. Armed with sulfuric acid, she tried to splash it on my face when I least expected it. Seeing that I dodged, Diana pulled out a knife and chased after me. I quickly put distance between us and rushed to Yura's door, frantically knocking and pleading for help. There was a rustling sound from inside the room, but no one came to answer the door. Diana caught up to me, reeking of alcohol, her face twisted with rage. She screamed for me to die. After the knife plunged into my body, the smell of blood mingled with the alcohol in the air. Diana sobered up slightly, panicked, let go of the knife and fled. Just then, the door finally opened. There stood my boyfriend, alongside a disheveled Belle. I didn't have time to deal with these two. I just told Yura to call 911. Yura's lip trembled, but he didn't move. He even kicked my phone far away to prevent me from calling for help myself. Belle was trembling as she spoke to me. I'm sorry, Win. I'm just so scared. If you don't die, that saleswoman won't go to jail. And what if she comes after me for revenge? I'm not like you. You come from a well-off family. Even without you, your parents would still be able to enjoy their retirement comfortably, right? Yura remained silent, but his actions spoke volumes. They watched as my blood slowly drained away, and I died with bitter resentment, only to be reborn now. The agony of the knife twisting into my flesh, and the despair of feeling my lifeblood ebb away still lingered in my heart. At that thought, I took a step back, putting distance between Belle and myself. I don't know, Belle. I've never broken anyone's stuff before. You figure it out. Hearing this, Belle froze, her face flushing bright red. Diana overheard our conversation, scoffed, and repeated, $8.99. How are you going to pay for that? Belle mustered up her courage. Don't you think it's a bit unfair to charge me the full price? There wasn't much left in that perfume bottle anyway. That's just our policy. You're the one who broke it, and we're not even charging you for the cleanup. Well, in that case, could you at least give me a receipt? Just treat it like you sold me the tester. Hearing Belle say that, my expression darkened. Belle knew full well that broken samples didn't actually require compensation. Yet in our past life, she'd still had me step in to handle it for her. I thought she genuinely didn't know the details, but now it seems she was just accustomed to using those around her as shields. Young lady, do you even have common sense? How could I possibly issue a receipt for a free sample? If you can't provide a receipt, why should I pay? I could report you to the tax bureau. Just like in my past life. As the argument dragged on with no resolution, the crowd around them grew larger. Some even started recording videos with their phones. Belle, who'd been arguing with Diana until she was sweating, saw the phones raised around her. Her eyes darted a few times. She gritted her teeth, and soon her eyes grew moist. With her profile to the camera, she spoke with the same fervor as in my past life. You're just an employee after all, so I won't make things difficult for you. Don't worry. Though I may be broke, my integrity isn't. I'll pay for what I broke. After saying that, she started scraping together money. She checked every bank account balance, but was still 500 yuan short. She looked at me and shrugged helplessly. Belle, I really want to help you, but my friend just had an emergency and borrowed all my money. Worried she wouldn't believe me, I opened my mobile banking app to show her my account balance. Just enough for this month's living expenses. Belle stared at my phone for a long moment, her expression shifting. Finally, she bit her lip and turned to Diana. I really don't have enough money right now. How about I give you what I have as a deposit, and I'll pay you the rest tomorrow? Diana crossed her arms. That's not how it works. Pay in full now, or I'm calling security. The crowd was getting restless. Someone shouted, just let her go, it's just a tester. Another voice chimed in, the store's being unreasonable. But I knew what Belle was waiting for. She wanted someone to film her taking responsibility moment, to capture her integrity for the internet. This time, I wasn't going to play along. I pulled out my phone and started recording. Everyone, I want to make something clear. My roommate Belle asked me to argue with the sales clerk on her behalf, but when I tried to help, she stopped me and insisted on paying. I just want everyone to know, I offered to help negotiate, but she chose this path herself. Belle's eyes widened in shock. Lynn, what are you doing? I'm protecting myself, I said calmly. Last time, people accused me of being too harsh. This time, I want everyone to see that I tried to help, but you refused. The phones that had been pointing at Belle now swiveled toward me. I continued speaking directly to the cameras. Testers are consumable items. Most stores don't charge for broken samples. But if Belle wants to pay for it to prove her integrity, that's her choice, not mine. Belle's face turned pale. Without me playing the bad guy, her performance lost its impact. She looked around frantically, but the narrative had already shifted. Diana, sensing an opportunity, jumped in. That's right, I never said she had to pay. Our policy is that testers are free samples. But if she insists on paying, I'm not going to stop her. The crowd started murmuring. Wait, so she doesn't actually have to pay? Then why is she making such a big deal about it? Is this some kind of publicity stunt? Belle's carefully crafted moment was crumbling. She shot me a venomous look, then turned and stormed off, leaving the broken bottle behind. Diana shrugged and called for someone to clean it up. I put my phone away and walked out of the store. The crowd dispersed, disappointed by the anticlimactic ending. No viral video, no controversy, no internet fame for Belle. Over the next few weeks, I noticed Belle trying different tactics to gain online attention. She'd accidentally spill coffee on herself in the cafeteria while cameras were rolling, or have emotional breakdowns in public spaces. But without my cooperation, none of it gained traction. Then one day, I ran into Yura on campus. He was with Belle, and they both looked uncomfortable when they saw me. "Lynn, can we talk?" Yura asked. "There's nothing to talk about," I said coolly. "We're done." "What?" "But we've been together for 3 years. And in those 3 years, you never once chose me over convenience," I replied. "I'm not interested in being your backup plan anymore." Belle grabbed Yura's arm possessively. "Yura and I have a connection you could never understand. We're meant to be together." I laughed. "Good luck with that. You two deserve each other." As I walked away, I heard Yura calling after me, but I didn't look back. In my past life, I'd been blind to his true nature. This time, I saw him clearly, a coward who'd let me bleed out rather than risk getting involved. Months passed. I focused on my studies and made new friends, real friends, who actually had my back. One day, I saw Belle in the library, looking exhausted and frustrated. Her social media accounts had failed to take off, and without internet fame, the talent agencies weren't interested. She noticed me watching and walked over. "Lynn, I know we've had our differences, but I'm in a really tight spot. Could you lend me some money?" "No," I said simply. "Please. I'll pay you back, I swear. I just need..." "Belle, I don't owe you anything. In fact, you owe me. You owe me for the living expenses I lent you for that perfume." Her face flushed. "That was ages ago. I thought we were friends." "Friends don't use each other as props for internet clout," I said. "And they definitely don't watch while their friends bleed to death." She looked confused. "What are you talking about?" I just smiled. "Nothing. Good luck with everything, Belle." As I turned to leave, I felt lighter than I had in months. I'd broken free from the cycle that had killed me in my past life. No more being the convenient scapegoat. No more toxic relationships. No more sacrificing myself for people who'd never do the same for me. Time moved forward. I graduated with honors, got a great job, and built a life I was proud of. I heard through the grapevine that Belle had dropped out, unable to balance her failed influencer dreams with her coursework. Yura had graduated, but couldn't find steady work. His reputation on campus hadn't been great after our breakup. One evening, while shopping with real friends, I accidentally knocked over a perfume tester. The bottle shattered on the floor, and for a moment, I froze, hearing echoes of my past life. But my friend immediately stepped in front of me. "I believe there's a rule that you don't have to pay for broken testers at the mall, right?" The saleswoman smiled. "That's correct. Testers are considered expendable items under our company policy, so no compensation is needed. I'm just glad you weren't hurt." I snapped out of my daze and smiled at the sales assistant. "No harm done. This perfume smells lovely. Please wrap up a bottle for me." After she packaged it, I took the bag and handed it to my friend. "Here, this is for you. To friendship." Her eyes lit up, and she lunged forward to hug me. "Yeah, long live friendship. Let's go. I'm treating you to Thai food tonight." I smiled and said, "Yes. With true friends by your side, the world feels right." As we walked out of the mall, I glanced back one last time. Somewhere in this city, Belle and Yura were probably still chasing their selfish dreams, still using people and discarding them. But that was no longer my problem. I'd been given a second chance, and I'd used it wisely. I'd learned to value myself, to recognize toxic people, and to surround myself with genuine friends. The knife wound from my past life had left no scar on this body, but the lesson remained etched in my heart. Never again would I be someone's stepping stone. Never again would I sacrifice myself for people who saw me as disposable. I died once learning that lesson. I wasn't about to forget it. As we walked into the Thai restaurant, my friend was already chattering about her day, making me laugh with her terrible impressions of our professors. This was what friendship was supposed to feel like. Light, easy, mutual. No performances, no hidden agendas, no waiting for the cameras to start rolling. Just two people who genuinely cared about each other, sharing a meal and some laughs. I raised my glass of Thai iced tea. "To second chances," I said quietly. My friend clinked her glass against mine, not understanding the deeper meaning, but smiling anyway. To second chances, she echoed. And, for the first time since my rebirth, I felt truly free.